Hey there, beautiful people. This is Shelly from the Fluffy and Fabulous podcast. Always reminding all of you that becoming her and knowing you're an asset when the world treats you as a liability. I'm here to talk to you guys tonight about tonight, depending on when you are watching or listening to this. Topic for our discussion is healing in a body that the world judges. Boy, can I talk about this. But before we get into it, I just want you to know that healing is going to look different for different people. And it is okay to not be conventional or to not be a cliche. Because guess what? You are you. So stay tuned. Knowing you're an asset when the world treats you as a liability. Hey there, beautiful. This is Shelly from the Fluffy and Fabulous Movement Podcast, here to show you different ways on how to become her, healing, boundaries, and the work to improve your self-worth. Our topic of discussion is healing in a body that the world judges. And nothing says, I want to judge you, like something that is easy for people to see, zone in on, and focusing on when they should be looking in the mirror, right? Healing in the body the world judges. As a fluffy person, we know what that's like. People treat you different when you're fluffy. And, people will be people. I can't be concerned with that. But I can't be concerned about other people's opinions. So I have to be concerned with the opinion that God has of me and the opinion that I have of myself. Those are the two most important opinions. Other people's opinions are really not my business. All right. So in talking about healing, because healing is going to be a big part of what we talk about on this podcast, where are you right now in regards to your self-image? I love me, and I love me enough to know that as far as what I think of myself, yes, I am working behind the scenes on myself to become a healthier version of myself. That's an everyday effort. That's an everyday discipline. Some days are great, some days are not so great. The challenge lives on. Where are you in regards to self-image? I love myself enough to know that changes do need to be made, but I also love myself enough to know that I can't worry about, I can't focus on other people's opinions. I love me enough to know that I have to focus on what it is that I need to do to take care, not just on a physical level, but on an emotional level, on a mental level of myself. Are the opinions you currently have of yourself influenced by other people that are close to you? That aren't, well, people on the internet are people on the internet. Let's be clear. Let's not waste time on people on the internet, because there are people on the internet you don't really know them. They don't. Yeah, but if the current opinion you have of yourself right now, was that influenced by anyone? By the person that you are married to, by your children, by your family, by your relatives? I want you to sit with that for a minute. Is that something you really think of yourself? I'm still working through becoming her, guys. So of course, these aren't questions that I'm asking myself those questions as well. Is the opinion that I have of myself influenced by others? When I was younger, absolutely. But the opinion I have of myself now is completely and totally based on who I am now, what I think of myself now, and how I navigate now. And what I thought of myself in the past is very different from how I think of myself now. In the past, I was taking in a lot of other people's opinions and woe is me and this that. I'll put the perspective of opinions right here. If you are not a person I personally know, and even if I personally know you, if you're not contributing positively to my life, why should I care about what you think? And I say that with a smile because I mean that. Yeah. But a part of my healing was understanding whose opinions of me really mattered and whose did not. So I'll ask another question. How am I, or how are you approaching healing right now? Keep in mind, healing is not on just what we can see. Healing a body the world judges, but before any of those changes take place physically, mental healing has to be a big part of the conversation, because really that's where it starts. Emotional healing is a big part of that conversation. Spiritual healing is where a lot of this conversation starts, and then it manifests physically sometimes as a last step. We are not categorically divided as human beings. We all have all four of those areas of our life commingled. So when I'm talking about healing on this podcast, I'm not just talking about physical healing. That's part of it. But a lot of what people see, the root cause of a lot of that is not just physical. It's mental, emotional, and spiritual healing that needs to take place. What are you doing to work on those areas that may not be seen by others, but you know is part of what you need to do? Because this is something that I am working through right now on all levels. Spiritual healing is me reestablishing and maintaining my relationship with God, with Yah, with Yeshua. Getting in that word, because I tell you, the word is powerful. Part of why when I say healing on the spiritual level is so important, I'm coming from this premise. You hear me talk about this verse all the time. I'm not just saying it for fun. Psalms 139 verse 4 says, "You are beautiful. I am beautiful." I received that. Thank you, Lord. I am beautiful, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I want you to read it to yourself. I'm going to read it to you. You are beautiful, for you are fearfully and wonderfully made. There's more to the verse, but I wanted to highlight that so you guys know I'm not just making this up. For me, from my spiritual walk with God, it includes the Bible. It includes the Word. Right? And not everybody in your life needs to be involved in your healing. As a matter of fact, it's probably best that you keep a lot of that close to the vest. Because unfortunately, there are some people in your life that benefit from you being unhealed. Yep, I said it. Some people benefit from you being unhealthy. Some people benefit from your wounds. Some people are waiting for you to be dysfunctional in a lot of those areas so they can take advantage of you. That's why it's so important to do things or to function. If you're unhealed, there's some situations that you do not need to be in. You have to take the time to heal first. I'm speaking to women right now that may have been in a relationship and have recently separated from that person, whether it be you're either separated or going through a divorce or just got divorced. It is important to take time to heal. Nobody has a timetable on how long that takes, but it is important to take the time to heal, not just on a physical level, because there's some women or some men, because there are men that go through this too, excuse me, that have to heal on a physical level because they were physically hurt by their partners. They were mentally hurt by their partners. They were emotionally hurt by their partners. Maybe they were cheated on. Maybe they were gaslit to high heavens. Maybe they were dealing with a narcissist, or maybe they were hurt physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally by that partner. It is going to take you some time, just like it is taking me some time to heal. Please do your ever dear best not to run into another close relationship like that until you are operating from a healed place. Because unfortunately, when that process is rushed or ignored, you might end up back in the same or worse situation if you do not take the time to heal. There are plenty of content creators out there that show what they look like when they were in a relationship and what they look like when they get out of the relationship. It looked like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for some of them. There are relatives that have told me that I look much happier and more joyful and like mentally and emotionally, the weight of being in the wrong relationship has lifted off of my person, the way I present myself. And I'm not done. My process is not done yet because there's some other physical changes that are coming. But do your ever dear best not to put yourself in a position to be hurt again because you did not take the proper time to heal. The only people who need to be involved in that area of your life is if they're helping you to heal. Not everybody needs to be involved in that process because some people don't have the skill, capability, mental maturity, or emotional intelligence to handle you going through that process. You got to keep that close to the vest. Whether it be, what are some of the things that helps to help me heal? My relationship with God, journaling, speaking to professionals. Mental health is also very important. Being an active, having a therapist. Having mentors in areas that you're looking to be more active in. Volunteering your time to organizations that are of charitable means, volunteering your time, volunteering your resources, helping others. Be surprised how much that helps you. Practicing self-care is a part of healing. And now let's be clear. I'm with the girlies to go for a spa day or two on a regular basis. I'm all for that. But it's more than that. It means it can mean quiet time. It can mean spending time with yourself and enjoying your own company. Now there's an idea. Yeah. Some people, you have to, part of the healing process is enjoying your own company. Healing a body the world judges. You can't worry about what the world says. The only thing we will worry about what God says and what you say about yourself. Because what you say to yourself is equally as important about what you do and how you spend time with yourself. Okay? So guys, yeah, healing in a body that the world judges, take it one day at a time. Healing may mean cutting some folk off for a while or giving some groups or some people you associate with a little space because you need it to heal. Okay? There's nothing wrong with I'll put it to you this way. Not that there was anything wrong with this, but because I was starting back school and I knew that there were some activities that I couldn't take, community activities I couldn't take part in, and I had a full workload as far as classes are concerned. I'm working full time and I'm going to school full time. There's some volunteer activities I couldn't do for months at a time. Why? Because I had a goal. I was working to achieve my degree. So that means there's opportunity cost everywhere. You have to let some things go for a little bit. It may not be permanent, but it may be for a time till you achieve this goal. Sometimes healing looks like that. The coursework is working through some of those emotions, working through some spiritual issues, working through mental issues. What does that look like? Therapy. What does that look like? Spending time with yourself to figure out what it is that you want and what you don't want for now and the future, and making decisions about who is in your life when you're going through the healing process. Healing doesn't look the same for everybody. Some people release some of that through movement, through exercise. That's one way I've done that in the past, where people aggravate me to the core, and thank God for that gym membership, or I'd have killed somebody on something. One of them jobs I was on. Yeah. I used to be a gym rat, and I'm about to be a gym rat again, coming up very soon. As my endurance gets built up, the gym will be the second home again. So, as I said, there's things that's going on behind the scenes. I'll bring you guys along once some of those things comes back to the fore. But at the end of the day, as long as you are healing and becoming better and becoming her, that's what it's about. Healing does not have to look the same for everybody. But as long as you're taking the steps to heal, that's what counts. And always remember, no matter what anybody else says about you, Yeshua says you are beautiful because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalms 139, verse 14. Never forget that. Because the only opinion that counts is yours and yours. All right, guys, take care. This is Shelly from Fluffy and Fabulous Podcast, Movement Podcast. No matter what body you're in, healing is always going to help you to become better. All right, take care. You have a good one. Knowing you're an asset when the world treats you as a liability.